Welcome back, everybody. WHIP Radio in Philadelphia. You could visit us out on the web at www.whipradiotU.com or follow us on Twitter at WHIP Radio. Some big news on the Temple athletics front. They have a new athletic director to Temple University as they promoted a man with many titles, but they are all well-deserving. That is the new athletic director of Temple University, and that is Dr. Patrick Kraft. Doctor, it is Zach Gelb here, WHIP Radio in Philadelphia. We appreciate a few minutes, and congratulations. How are you?
Hey, I'm great. It's great to be here with you. It was. I'm enjoying the time with you. You did a great job for us earlier this year with everything. So thanks for having me on.
Well, I appreciate those kind words, and what you were talking about is the National Signing Day show when we did that in early February, where Temple brought in some big recruits to their football program, which should be an exciting year for the Temple University Owls. It all gets started at the Link going up against Penn State. But when I left the facility that day on 10th and Diamond, I did think to myself, and I tweeted this out the other day, wow, Patrick Kraft would be a fantastic athletic director, and Temple did make the change, and they did promote you to that position. So how did this whole move come about, you being named the new athletic director?
Well, I appreciate that. It kind of came out of nowhere. I had a sit-down conversation with Kevin, and, he presented the opportunity to me, and I almost hit the floor and said, absolutely. I was ecstatic, and it was really a dream come true for me. I've been here 2 years and have seen a lot of things right in a short window, and I'm excited for where we're going. I think that's the biggest part of it, is to be a part of something that's about to take off, right, and to be at that point where special things happen is a blessing, and then to have the leadership that we have here with Dr. Theobald and Kevin, and even all the way up to our chairman, it's just been a great thing. So it's kind of been a whirlwind here this week, trying to get doing my job and a little bit of the other jobs that a little bit of Kevin's stuff has kind of started to trickle down to me, so that's been good. But it's been fantastic, and like I said, I'm very blessed.
I know you've emotionally invested a lot in this program in your short time here at Temple University. Did you always want to be an athletic director? When did that become a dream for you of being an athletic director someday?
That's a great question. I think, I've gone a different route. So I was a college professor, and I worked for, different areas in sports, whether it was the Arena League or whatnot. And I think after playing college football, while I was playing college, I thought, wow, this is a really cool, to be around the pageantry, the passion, the excitement of college sports is something unique and different than what even the pros are. And so as I went along in my career, I said to myself, what am I looking at? I think you'll do this, and we all, do it at different points. Like, I go back, always went back to college athletics. Throughout the year, you have something going on, and I just enjoy college sports. I think there's something special about it. You have student athletes who are really, in the true sense, amateurs. I know people will question that sometimes with our football and basketball programs, but really, they're kids, and they're growing up to become men and women, and so I always wanted that feel, and wanted this opportunity. And so as my career went, it became, okay, I set my sights on this is what I want to do. So when you have that conversation and the opportunity in front of you, you're like, wow, here's the moment. And so, it took a little bit. I even as a professor, I still always kept involved with my alma mater at Indiana, and tried to, maintain some contacts with the athletic department. And then one thing led to another to get me to eventually where I am today.
So they made Kevin Clark, who was the past athletic director. Now he is the executive vice president and chief operating officer of Temple University. However, usually when a university replaces an athletic director, there will be a national search. To my knowledge, there was none in this case. Why was that? Why did they just promote you up?
Well, I hope it's because they thought I could do the job, and they felt they had the right man in place to continue Kevin's momentum. And that's really all. When you get asked to do something at the pleasure of the president, and Kevin, extends that offer, you don't really ask many questions. You say, yes, I will do it. I'm going to accept the challenge and keep this thing going. So, from my perspective, that was kind of how the conversation went, and I happily accepted the role.
You just said it, the momentum that Kevin brought to this university, and I was reading about what you also said in an article to Mike Jensen of the Philadelphia Inquirer about continuing the momentum that Kevin did build. To you, what momentum specifically was that Kevin Clark brought to this university, and how do you plan to increase that momentum?
Well, I think if you see what we've done with facilities in 2 years, I think it has been critical, and it's a huge piece of any collegiate athletic department as you grow. I think the boathouse has been awesome, and that is now ongoing. The William Penn site, which will bring soccer back on campus, and have field hockey and lacrosse and track and field practice space. So I think that's really big. I think we've done a real good job of investing in the student welfare for our student athletes, continuing to give them the services that they need, whether it's academics, mental health, whatever they need to empower them to be successful in the classroom and on the field. I think those types of things are really what matters most. And Kevin's done an incredible job of being, and we will continue this fiscally responsible with our dollars, but really being strategic in what we spend and then creating, where we're going to grow revenue and finding ways to continue to give back to our students. At the end of the day, that's why we're here. And so, I mean, the energy in our department is at such a high level. I think people are really excited of where we're going. And I think when you have people bought in and going in the same direction, that's when great things happen. And so, that's kind of what I meant. I mean, this is going to be this is a special place, and it's going to be a place that people in the next couple of years will be like, wow, what happened? They came out of nowhere. And really plan that our goal is to win at a high level in everything that we do, every sport.
And you can already see those improvements to this university just from my freshman year as I get ready to enter my senior year at Temple. Even look at the football team. They just have more of an intensity and swagger looking around campus, and you have new buildings coming up each day as we're talking to the new athletic director of Temple University, and that is Dr. Patrick Kraft. In your last role, you dealt with day-to-day operations of the athletic department, facility development, Title IX compliance, and also student welfare issues like you were just talking about that. How do those past previous experiences help you in this new role of being the main honcho of athletics at Temple University?
Well, I think it's critical, right? I mean, I think that's the core. Those are really key elements. Kevin, and I'm finding out now has a lot of other pieces that go, other issues that he has to deal with, and has to look really globally, right? Has to look at the big picture, the national landscape, and make sure that we're doing what's right, and in all levels of the department. And my role for Kevin was to make sure that we were being consistent and doing the right things in those areas. They're really important areas for us, and so the experience. That experience is invaluable. That gives us. So I now know where we are and what we're doing. What's the past? Where have we've done the research, and we continue to have. I have the knowledge base when those issues percolate up to me now, and I'm still invested in those areas. I mean, facilities, Title IX, student welfare. Those are really critical parts of growing and establishing a great program. And so just having that knowledge base is huge, and it's invaluable. And I think that is a very good thing for me. I'm very lucky to have been in those conversations with Kevin, and I would bring them to Kevin and say, when we'd have discussions about it, and look what's going on across the country, and what do our peers do, and where do we match, and how do we get creative and find ideas to help us in those certain areas.
This university in athletics, whether it's football, they've won bowl games in the past, and now Matt's trying to get them to winning conference championships and bowl games. They're also not afraid to schedule the big opponents. You look on college basketball, you always have Duke, Kansas, UNC. They'll be playing over the years here at Temple and in years past. And then for football, they've played SEC schools. They have also played big names in college football. Penn State comes in or opening day. Then you have Halloween night. You're playing Notre Dame, but that term mid-major is still thrown out there when talking about Temple University. Do you view Temple as a mid-major, and how happy are you with the current state of being in the American Athletic Conference, which is not a Power 5 conference?
Look, I don't pay any mind to what people call us. They can call us what they want.
Okay.
I guess people call Boise State a mid-major, right? And they were in Phoenix at a BCS, I believe a BCS bowl game this past year. I have good friends at Butler, and last time I looked, they went to back-to-back Final Four. So I don't get caught up in what people call us. I think our conference is great. I think what we have to worry about is Temple. We have to look in the mirror and do what's right for Temple, because then if we're establishing a culture of success, which I believe we are, and excellence, and we do what we need to do right in front of our face, right here, then we'll be fine. We have every opportunity to go and win national championships. So whether you're in the Big Ten, the Pac-12, the ACC, what we need to do is focus on Temple and need to get and be great here and beat the people that are right across the way. You know, like you said in football, Matt has a great chance to go in and beat Penn State, and he has a great chance to beat, Notre Dame and the schools that are in front of us. That's all we can focus on. We can't worry about anybody else. We can't worry about what other people think about us. We have to focus on what we do and how we can do it better and better every single day. And so, the Power 5 stuff, yeah, they there's TV dollars, right? That's the great separation. But for us, we're focused on what we have, and we go to great markets. You know that, right? We're all over the country now, and that has brought the Temple T to a whole new level, and that's what we're proud of, that we're carrying that flag in some of the largest markets in the country, and we can recruit now not only athletes but students for the university in all those areas. So, it's great. We're very, very happy. We just got to focus on ourselves.
A few more questions with the new athletic director of Temple University, and that is Dr. Patrick Kraft. Zach Gelb here with you, WHIP Radio in Philadelphia. There is so much excitement with this university, and I just talk to alumni on a daily basis, and they want to see where this university grows into, and it's changing every day, and athletics is getting better day by day. But to you, what are some things that need improvement? What are some things when you look at this athletic department as a whole that you say we could do better in X, Y, and Z?
Well, I think we have to continue to look and analyze our facilities. I think we have to do that. We have to look at how we can continue to grow our revenue. I mean, at the end of the day, that is a big part of what our jobs are. We have to get out and we have to get our continue to raise money at a high level. We have to continue to get people to come to our to football, men's and women's basketball, sports that we draw revenue from. I think that's critical for everybody in the country. So that's a big part of it. And then it's continuing to focus on academics. At the end of the day, academics is our foundation, and keeping our athletes are unbelievable in the classroom. We just had our highest GPA, ever, a cumulative GPA at 3.2. So we cannot lose sight of that. So investing the dollars in our athletes' welfare in their academics is a big piece for us. And so continuing to do all those things, and that changes every day. And I think you have to keep evaluating. You cannot just put it aside. You have to work towards that end. So I think those are the things that are critical. We got to get, we're going to have two great opportunities this year in Penn State and Notre Dame. We're going to have that place sold out and rocking. And what I tell everybody right here is we know that we have a chance to show everybody what Temple football, the experience of Temple football is, and get rid of what they might think it might be, and really see. I think we do a great job in game. I think we're one of the best in the country. We have a lot for families and all ages, really, and I think that's a great thing for us. And so we have to continue that momentum, getting people into basketball games and football games, and really engaging our alumni.
People that know college athletics know that you guys had to make those athletic cuts, and it's been over a year since you guys have made those athletic cuts, well over a year. And the reason you have to make those cuts, and it was a difficult decision, there's no doubt in denying that when you have to walk into a room and tell kids that they're not allowed to play college athletics at this level to continue their college career. And you know how important college athletics are just to you. But how has this university gotten better since those cuts?
Well, I think what we've done is we've been able to fully fund our women's sports, and we have more athletes than we've ever had in summer school right now, which is a good thing, and helps them, it helps them get ahead of their schedules academically, because their schedules are very intense. I think we've been able to do, like we said, we've reinvested our dollars. We've increased our coaches, some of our coaching staff. So now we're getting closer to being able to have a full complement of coaches. We've gone gangbusters on our facilities. Our locker rooms were not what they should be for our student athletes. We have totally renovated and gave every one of our student athletes a new locker room space. We've increased academic advisors. We really focused on student athlete welfare issues, the way we travel. We looked at, how we go about traveling and making sure that there's money in the budget that they're not traveling overnight and back and forth on school buses, but that when we travel on the road, we're doing it the right way. So we've done things with our medical staff. We're about to go in and finish our enhancements in our training room and in our weight room. So those are the things that we have been able to do that it was, sadly that was what we had to do to get to this point, and we continue to evaluate. And there's all these little things like we didn't even have. We're looking right now at how we our film for our coaches and how they go about getting their film that all the other programs in the country have. Like there's those things that will help our coaches, which will help our athletes, which will help us continue to get better and better. So there's stuff like that that has continued to that we have been able to do that we would not have been able to do if we hadn't done what we did.
Before we let you run, as the new athletic director of Temple University, Patrick Kraft, joins us. If I had $1 for every time I've been asked this question, I would be a rich man. Everyone's excited, of course, about the football team. They want to see what P.J. Walker could do in year number 3. You get the whole defense coming back, and Matt's been improving this team year in and year out, go from 2 wins to 6 wins, and now we'll see what happens in year number 3. But everyone keeps on asking, will there be a football stadium eventually on campus? Where do you stand on the idea of bringing a football stadium to North Broad Street?
Well, I mean, you know where I stand. I don't even have to. Of course, and Kevin said it all the time, and I used to love when he say it because he's spot on. Every athletic director in the country wants to have their own football stadium if they could, and especially to have it on campus, that's a game changer, right? But I think it's, that those conversations are so much higher than me, and there's so many other issues, it's so much more complicated than anything I can kind of give you or even at this point really say. There's nothing to say other than we're getting ready to play at the link. But it changes the culture, and it will bring people out. As an athletic director, I want it here because I think it'll be a great thing for our students. It'll be a great thing for our institution to have people come to North Broad and look at what Temple really is now. And I think it's a gathering point and a social point for people, for 6 Saturdays in the fall. But at this point, we're getting ready to go play Penn State in September, and we're going to play at the Link. We have a great relationship with the Link for the next, few years, and so that's kind of where it is. But yeah, I'll reiterate Kevin's point. As the athletic director, I always I want one. I want it. But there's a lot of things that are way above me that need to be figured out.
Last one for me, and I always ask this questions to athletic directors, and you have a strong support of coaches in football, basketball, and all sports across Temple University. However, when a parent says, why should I trust Temple University in putting my kid through 4 years of education and 4 years of athletics, what is your response? Why Temple for those recruits out there across the country?
Because we're a great institution. At the end of the day, Temple is a special place. It's right here. You're in the 4th largest market. You have opportunities for internships. You have the opportunity for culture. You have, the school itself is great. Let's not lose sight of that. We are just a part of it. So Temple itself is fantastic. We give you the support you need to succeed in academics. Our academic office led by Justin Miller in the provost office is incredible. I put it up against anybody in the country. We're building facilities, and we have the wealth, the ability to help and provide your son and daughter all the things they need to be great. And that's what at the end of the day is the biggest part of it all. They're going to graduate from a great institution, have a great experience, win at a high level, and be a part of something really, really special. And that's why we want you to bring your son and daughter here. Come and see what we have to offer. We put out everything we do. We put it up against anybody else in the country. And it's for some people it's what they want. For some people it's not. But that's what we do, and we're going to take care of every one of our student athletes, and we take pride in the way we go about our business.
Well, we appreciate you giving us a few minutes today. Congratulations on the new title of Athletic Director at Temple University, and we'll continue to see this program grow. We appreciate a few minutes today, Dr. Patrick Kraft.
Thanks, Ed.